Hi, so I'm going to kind of walk through a tutorial on how I create highlight videos through Hudl. So the first thing, you'd want to log in as your athlete in this case, because you're basically going to be putting these onto their profile within Hudl. It's much easier to do this through a computer, so going and trying to utilize the mobile app is just you don't have all of the same features. So definitely want to log in on a computer in a web browser. So once you log in as your athlete on a computer, what you're going to want to do is go to this reports tab up top. So click in that, and what you're going to want to do now is filter what sort of clips you want to compile in your highlight reel. Generally, looking for either a day or a weekend is a little bit better than trying to formulate clips per game, because then you're going to get maybe 20 seconds of highlights, and it's a lot easier just to compile a couple minutes worth of highlights. So in this case, we were just in Des Moines last weekend, so I'm going to go through and select all of those matches down in Des Moines. So I selected all 6 of those. Then if you select the matches here, what that's going to do is give you all of the stats for those 6 matches. But of course, because I'm looking to create a highlight reel for a particular athlete, what I want to do is drill into that particular athlete. In this case, I'm looking for Isla's. She's an outside hitter. Normally, I go for the attacks. There is totals and averages here. Totals gives you a little bit better idea as far as numbers of clips that you're looking at. So in this case, Isla has 76 different attack clips. That includes actual kills as well as errors, but 76 total. A lot of times I don't like to focus only on the kills, because sometimes the kills really don't look that great as far as from a highlight video perspective. There may be little dish passes or mishits, complete mishits, and the other team's expecting an actual hit, and they're not great for displaying skills. So I don't like to focus only on the kills and go much broader and look at every one of the clips available for this skill set. So I'm going to go ahead and click this number, in this case 76 attempts she had over the course of the six matches. And what it's going to do is list all of those 60 or 76 clips along the right hand side here in this panel. You can see that it automatically starts playing this very first clip. And this clip, if we're watching the video here, she's a little bit off the mark and kind of backwards, and yeah, it was a kill, but it really wasn't a great hit. So I probably don't want to put that one in my highlight reel. So I'm going to just skip over that one. Next one is a kill. Let's see what that one looks like. And do an assessment of, yeah, that's either good or, yeah, it's good enough, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and click this circle here, and that's going to select that clip. So I'm going through and, looking at each one, making a determination whether or not I want that clip in my highlight reel. So I'll continue going down through those, selecting the ones I want, and I will start this video back up once I have my clips compiled, and we will go on to the next step. So I'll finish this and come back. Okay, so I've gone through all of my 76 clips, selected the ones I want, like this, and what you do next is click the send to highlights. So I have 33 clips worth of highlights, so I'm going to select that, and then what that's going to do is compile per game. It is going to create effectively a highlight for each of those games, but I did it all in one fell swoop. So once you've sent the highlights or the clips to the highlights, if you go up to this highlights tab here, you'll go in and you'll see, oops, I want to actually go highlights for her. So up under the menu here, the user menu, you'll see your highlights. So if you click that, it'll take you to the highlights that I just created. So of those 6 games that I pulled highlights from, you'll see them all compiled here. And then what you can do is click this create highlight button at the top of the highlight tab or page here. And this is going to pull all of those, I think there were 33 clips that I had selected. Brings them up in this pop-up. Here's where you'd click on this plus sign down here. You'll go into the videos on the top. From here, you're going to want to find those games that you pulled highlights from. So there's 3 highlights from this IPVA game. So you select those, add to your reel. Then you'll go down and continue pulling the clips. So these have already, been fleshed out. I've looked at them all. I know that I want to put them in my reel. Crossfire has some. I'll add those. River City Juniors. I've got white, navy, and red. Then I will add all of those. White, navy, red, and I think that's all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I've added all of my highlights at this point. So if I click this back and X out of here, what that does is put them all of these clips into kind of a swim lane or frame. Puts them all together. You can see there are additional lanes here, one for music. You can add different pictures. You can add text to. For this one, I always like to pick this this maroon one. Kind of goes with the colors select, so it applies that. Game highlights. This is I think Midwest, or what was the name of this one? I forgot the name of this this tournament. Midwest Challenge, I think it was. Yeah. So put that in there. Before I go into all of the editing of the videos, I will add a couple slides. So a slide at the front end, a title page. We can add this. I always like to add a photo at the end, so you can choose a photo. I like to go into the volleyball one, select this one, open. You can do a crop. Generally like to crop it like that. Add this to my reel. That'll incorporate that slide with whatever photo you want. You can drag these around in whatever order. You can also drag each of the clips around in whatever order. Of course, the title page we want to put at the beginning, so just drag that and drop it towards the front of all of these 33 clips. You go in, you can, if you don't want it, you can delete it. The edit option is here with a little pencil. In here, I might want to do, I said Midwest Chat. Save those changes. It gives you kind of a little preview of what that's going to look like. And then really you can start going through and looking at the video. So if you click on one of the clips, it'll give you, a view of that clip. If you want to adjust that in any way, all you have to do is click this little pencil icon again, and that puts you into this editor mode. And usually the only thing that you really need to do here is if you want to clip out, maybe shorten it or lengthen it. Sometimes there's multiple plays back to back that the player trying to highlight made multiple plays. So instead of having like 2 clips smashed together, you can just make it one longer clip. So I'll drag this and just shorten this one down. Sometimes you need to view it a little while, but then once you're done, you like the length of it, you just hit the done button and kind of just continue going through. So I am going to continue editing some of these clips, and I will come back when I'm done and go to the next step. I'm just going to pop in and show, here's a good example of one that the way that the clip is rendered isn't really ideal to the play. So if you go into the edit, what I'm going to do is actually slide my video to start it way back here, where she jumps up and gets that, and then actually gets a kill. And because the celebration's kind of nice at the end, and I want to put that in my highlight, I will drag to get that celebration at the end. Okay, so I am done going through and editing all my clips. I did put in another slide with actually the photo of the tournament itself. So you do that by just adding a photo like I did the last time. You can literally put any photo in there that you want. So that is another thing that can be done. But next, I want to look at music. So you can add a music reel. So click that and you have a whole bunch of different options. So there's a bunch of different genres here. I usually like to to pick either the epic or metal, but just go through and you can listen to any of them before you actually select them. So by clicking the little play button, if you want to add one to your reel, you just click that and add it to your reel, and then that inserts it down here. And of course you can drag those around, and you want to fill up the entire length of the video with either the same song, different songs. I mean, you can put whatever in here you want. So I will add some music and I will come right back. Okay, so once I've gotten all the music and everything I want in, I think I've got my tiles where I want them. And the name of the event. I think we can save it. So once you're done with everything, you can confirm what your video length is. Generally, they say under 5 minutes is good. So we're right in that spot. So I think we're good to hit publish. So hit publish. It's going to go through and compile it, render it. What I like to do at this point is go back to the highlights, just because these are just kind of the shells that we got the clips from. There's really no reason to keep all of these unless you want them for some reason. So I just go through and actually get rid of these so it doesn't clutter everything up, because I do not need them anymore. And once we're done getting rid of all of those, generally by the time you get done with that, the highlight itself is okay. So here it's still kind of rendering. Sometimes with the music it takes a little bit longer than without. While we're waiting for that to finish up rendering, we can pin to the top of your profile page. If you want something specific to be up at the top all the time, you can do that. Something like some of these highlight videos, or maybe something with good numbers, 7 kills, 6. Those would be good things to pin. 12. But you can pretty much do whatever you want there. But I'll pin this one just to show that it does go to the top of the highlight reel. And once that is done rendering, of course, it'll pop to the top of your timeline and it'll be good to go. But I think that's about it for creating highlights, and that's all I've got. Thank you.